Hey, what's going on? It's Rick here. And if you've got an iPhone 5 and you're looking for a bumper, maybe you're a fan of the bumper, I've got a couple of them here for you by Poetic. I have the up-tempo bumper, which is right here, and then I also have the borderline bumper right there. I'm going to show you the borderline in just a moment. I'm not going to demonstrate how to put this on the iPhone. It's pretty self-explanatory. What I will call out is you always kind of, in my opinion, want to start with the buttons first. So when you put the bumper on, wrap it around these buttons and then put the rest on, just so you don't, force your buttons when you are kind of snapping this case onto place, or this bumper onto place, I should say. Now, there's two different styles in this. As I mentioned, I'm going to show you that one up close, but let me pull into frame here the up-tempo, because what we're talking about and the difference on this one is what you see right here, this kind of design along the side. It adds a little bit of grippiness. You're going to see in a moment that the borderline is kind of a shiny black. This is more of a, they try to replicate leather, but it almost feels fabric-y in a way. So it's a different kind of design along the side of the case. Up along the top, you're going to get some matte black with your Poetic branding right up there along the top. And then here's the side with the buttons. And you can see those are covered. You've got a cutout there for your rocker switch, and then down below it's all open. So let me show you what this looks like on the phone. Bumper is exactly that. It's just bumper protection. It's really not going to provide any drop protection. Debatable on that for some people, but in my opinion, it's not. And it really only kind of gives you some grippiness along the edges. So this fits really, really well. You don't get any real strong pull along the sides unless you do what I'm doing, and I'm giving it some force to pull it. But otherwise, it actually sits in there pretty well. Same with the bottom. The bottom fits very nice and snug. Unless you're really pulling tightly on that, then that's when you're going to see it kind of bow out. But this is an excellent fit. Here's the side and what I was talking about with being glossy black. And yeah, that's going to show some fingerprinting, but you can wipe it off. These buttons on the side, I do want to call this out. A couple of things. So first off, the switch here, you just can switch in there and flick that switch. It's not too difficult to reach in, but it does require a little bit of effort. These buttons along the side for your volume are very responsive. You get a little bit of a clicky feel when you press them. Now, I will call out up along the top, your sleep awake, your power button is pretty good, although it does require a little bit more effort than these side buttons here. So nothing too terrible, but it seems like it's a little bit more difficult to press this button than it is these two. Down along the bottom, everything is exposed. You don't have any problems with that. And then along the side, you've got some Poetic branding. So if you're a big fan of bumpers and you like bumpers, you might want to check one of these out by Poetic. Of course, the borderline right here, and then we've got the other one that I mentioned, the up-tempo right there. They're available now. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give these bumpers a 4 out of 5. We'll talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.